This is Optimal Health Daily, making saving as much fun as spending, by Julie Grandstaff with womenwhomoney.com. And I'm Dr. Neil Malik. Hey there, and welcome to our Sunday bonus episode, where I share an article from one of the other podcasts in our network. Today's post comes from Optimal Finance Daily, where articles covering money and personal finance are read to you every day. And you can find Optimal Finance Daily wherever you're listening to this. Please subscribe or follow to get episodes every day. And with that, here's Diana with the post and commentary as we optimize your life.
Make saving as much fun as spending, by Julie Grandstaff with womenwhomoney.com. Several years ago, I had the pleasure of presenting a budgeting workshop for a great group of people at my old company. There were lots of good questions. However, one in particular kept me thinking after I left. In hindsight, I wish I'd answered it better. So here it goes. The question was, spending is really fun. How do you make budgeting fun? Of course, the question isn't really about the act of making a budget, but more about the act of controlling spending with an eye toward increasing saving. In other words, how do you make saving fun? The fact that spending is fun is among the reasons so many Americans save so little. The Federal Reserve reports that the average American is currently saving around 7% of their after-tax income. If that were your savings rate, it would take you more than 14 years to save a single year's worth of your income, making it a challenge to retire with your current lifestyle. So, how do you make saving fun? My answer at the time was to use myself as an example. I declared how I love seeing my savings going up in value, which made me sound like the nerdy bean counter I am. What was left out was why that made me happy. It made me happy because with every rise in the value of our savings, the closer my husband, Jeff, and I came to realize our goal of leaving work in our 50s. I knew we were getting closer because we had very specific financial goals. It turns out achieving goals is a direct path to happiness. Psychological research shows, quote, the successful pursuit of meaningful goals plays an important role in the development and maintenance of our psychological well-being, end quote. In addition, the achievement of goals is a self-reinforcing motivator. The more progress we make on our goals, the more we're motivated to take more actions that help move us further toward what we desire. Think about a time when you completed a project. You were jazzed, weren't you? It was an accomplishment, and you had worked hard for it. Maybe you even celebrated. Projects are relatively short-term in nature and very tangible. The problem with saving for a distant future, a time when you'll no longer be working for pay, is that it's, well, distant and not very tangible. It's hard to quantify how much you need to save, making the visualization of a savings goal a little blurry. There's a lot to consider, like where and how you want to live, whether you'll be healthy, and more. So many close their eyes, hold their breath, and hope for the best instead of making goals and plans. Procrastination like this, by the way, has been shown to undermine happiness. The secret to making savings as much or more fun than spending is to cut through all of these complicating details and set tangible short and long-term savings goals. Your longer-term goal is how much you need to have saved before you can reasonably stop working. Your short-term goal is how much you need to save each year to make your long-term retirement number. Create your goals. Here are 3 steps to help you get started. Number 1, ballpark your long-term goal. If you don't have specific plans for your post-work lifestyle, a safe assumption is that you wouldn't want to be forced to live on less than you do now. As you figure out what you want and determine a retirement number, keep in mind that you can always adjust your goals. To keep your same lifestyle when you stop working, you'll need to accumulate roughly 25 times what you're currently spending if you intend to stop working at a traditional retirement age. Looking at it from a different direction, you'll be able to spend about $330 per month for every $100,000 you have saved. Number 2, break the long-term goal into shorter-term steps. Of course, that's a significant number and so seemingly out of reach that it may be demotivating. So like any big goal, it helps to break it down into smaller goals. Set a goal for how much you want to put into savings each year. It may be hard to change your spending by very much in the short term. Things like debt payments or daycare costs may take more work to change, but you can start small and save more later as you make more changes to decrease expenses and grow your income. And number 3, build milestones for measuring your progress. Set another goal for your total savings balance for the end of the year. Your total savings balance is dependent partially on what you contribute and partially on how much your savings earn. You don't have to have a crystal ball about the stock market. Choose a reasonable growth rate like 5%, which would line up with investments where at least half is invested in the stock market. Of course, your assets won't earn that every year. Some years will be better and some worse, but it gives you something specific to measure your progress against. Tracking. My husband and I created a spreadsheet that showed a specific target balance we hope to achieve through savings and reasonable investment returns each year. We made an annual date to check our progress. Did we contribute what we planned to contribute during the year? Because we could control the savings part, the answer was yes. Was our balance what we expected? We couldn't control the investment returns, so this answer wasn't always yes, but it usually was. For the few years when the answer was no, we chose to save more in the following year to close the gap between our actual balance and target balance. We always celebrated our success, even if the victory was simply to have saved what we had promised ourselves we would. Final thoughts. With these 3 steps, you have a ballpark understanding of the end game, a short-term actionable goal for how much you'll save this year, and annual benchmarks for which there are known corrective actions. Your goals are specific, short-term, and tangible. This is a recipe for getting the same thrill from saving as you would when you complete a project. That makes achieving your savings goals at least as much fun as spending, and the glow will last much longer. You just listened to the post titled, Make Saving as Much Fun as Spending by Julie Grandstaff with WomenWhoMoney.com.
Taking charge of my health has been a priority for me, but navigating today's one-size-fits-all healthcare system can feel overwhelming. That's why I'm so excited about 23andMe Plus Total Health. It's not just a health membership. It's a way to get personalized insights that matter to me. For me, reaching the next level of health means understanding my genetic blueprint and what it says about my future risks. It's about being proactive, not reactive. With 23andMe Plus Total Health, I've begun leveraging advanced genetic screening and comprehensive blood tests. Getting started was a breeze. I received a sleek kit in the mail, which made diving into my health journey both easy and exciting. What intrigues me the most is the biological age analysis. It's fascinating to see how lifestyle changes can influence how old I really am inside. Plus, having access to clinicians with genetics expertise to guide me through a personalized health plan feels incredibly empowering. Advocate for your health today. Go to 23andme.com/OHD to receive 10% off. That's 10% off at 23andme.com/OHD.
I find budgeting fun because I like to gamify it. The object of the game is to meet or come in under the budget I developed. And when that happens, it's extremely satisfying. It feels like I won the game. When it doesn't happen, it doesn't necessarily feel like I lost. It's more comparable to shooting a basketball and missing. It's not catastrophic, but I do want to pick up that basketball and try again. And perhaps I'll analyze why I didn't make the basket. Was I standing way too far away? Did I throw it too hard? Do I need to work on my form? I do think it's fun to save money and invest, but these activities are mostly automated. Every now and then I'll look at how my net worth is growing, but I don't find this nearly as fun as engaging with my budget, monitoring my spending, and figuring out new ways to be resourceful. I wholeheartedly agree that tracking your spending and savings rate is a big part of making this whole process fun. I have a spreadsheet where I check in every month on my budget. I reconcile with my bank account so I can ensure my numbers are accurate, and I calculate my savings rate. The things we measure are the things we improve. It's only through clear tracking of the numbers that we have any idea if we're getting better or worse. For me, this tracking makes me feel competitive with myself and creates almost a reset for me to try again. When I meet or come in under budget, it motivates me to do that again next month. And when I don't, the start of a new month feels like a clean slate to start again with renewed determination. And that should do it for today. Have a happy rest of your day, and I'll see you on the Thursday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.